Moss soup. That does not sound very tasty. Dear Rusty, I like to give my cows a special treat. They're such good girls and hungry too. Could you bring me a bunch of amaranth? They love that stuff. Thanks, dear. Sure. Only 6 new seeds. And here. I think I have all the... That's my spring. That tops that off. I have enough. I have 5 of those. Put you in here. I've got 740. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough to break open the geodes, because I want amaranth. How much is a bunch? 1 bunch of amaranth. I need pumpkins and amaranth. The only thing I have is a hobbies animation, and yeah, that's about it. I'm trying to get into D&D, but it keeps getting rescheduled. Yeah, my wife does a lot of D&D. She's a DM. She was doing 2 games. 2 different games. Jumped up to 3, but that was just too much. Now she's back down to 2, and there's a lot that goes into it. Like, one of the reasons why I decided to start streaming was to kind of unlock more of the creative side of me. Oh, it's Wednesday. Dang it. You know, I have the mechanical side. You know, I work a manual labor job. That's my regular day job. And you know, so I got the mechanical side, and I didn't really have much of a creative side. And so, you know, I don't really get into D&D. I know of the game. I've seen some people play it, but I don't know. I just, not really for me. So it's like, all right, you know, let's stream. This is kind of creative, you know, just kind of putting myself out there a bit, getting creative. You know, maybe play a game or 2 with her of the D&D. I know it's more of a long session. Like her main session that she's been doing has been going on for like a year and a half. So it's definitely a commitment. It's more expensive here, but let's do 8, I guess. It's a large commitment for D&D. Like right now, her games are Tuesdays and Thursdays, from like noon to 5, and that's 10 hours a week, where a group of people have to be free and get together and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know how she's managed to do it for a year and a half. I'm just gonna plant this here in the front of my house. some advice that I want to spread to everyone I can is that picture your perfect life and perfect job. That just go out and do everything you can to do it. Doesn't matter if you know nothing about it. Oh yeah, I mean, growing up, I'd watch people stream and this and that, and I always be like, oh, I want to do that one day. I want to do that one day. But as I got older, I was like, okay, the likelihood of me making this a profession is very slim. The market is so saturated that it's probably not going to happen. So I have my main job. I like working with my hands. I like being mechanical, all that kind of stuff. Um, and I went to school to be a mechanic because I knew nothing about it, and that's one thing I wanted to do. So I went to school, wasted it. When I went to school, that's when COVID hit. I went to a technical college and COVID hit and everything was shut down. So you can't do that. It was an interesting time and, in my opinion, a waste of money. But here I am, 5 years later, thriving at my job. I'm happy doing it. I was like, okay, I'm in a spot now where I've always wanted to at least try streaming. Did a bunch of research, bought basic equipment, and here I am. It's only been about a month of me doing it, and so far I'm liking it. Learning how to edit, learning, make YouTube clips, um, going on, how to go live, technical issues, all that kind of stuff, and there are some headaches with it, but so far I'm loving it. Even if you know I only get one chatter every 3 weeks or something like that. It's still enjoyable. I saw animations on YouTube and I really wanted to animate, and my first animated short on my channel is absolutely terrible. It's not even animation, it's just me talking over a few pictures. Well, I mean, yeah, you have to start somewhere. I mean, like on my main YouTube channel, not the streaming one, but my main one, um, like even just from the very first YouTube video that was posted to now, like the differences in editing, just learning as I go. I mean, um I was like, I googled best YouTube editing software. Oh, everyone was like, use DaVinci Resolve. It's like, okay, so I gave that a try, and there is so many different things in it, and I still don't know it all. I mean, only a month in, I'm not gonna say I'm the best. I literally just, here's my stream, here's a 20 to 30 minute segment. I cut this out, and that's it. You know, but over time, I got better and a little better, and now when I compare my latest short to my first short, it's so crazy how I improved so much just by a handful of months. Yeah, it's one of those things. You go out there, you try it. It's one of those things you have to do to understand. Like, do I know how to animate? No, I don't know the first thing that goes into animating. Um, like even watching anime, I'm like, the amount of time that those people have to put into to draw every little thing. I don't know if they draw frame by frame, how they do it, but that's a lot of effort. That's a lot of work. And if you have the passion and ability to do it, then that's fantastic. I don't know if I could ever do it. I don't know if I have the patience. There's probably other ways than just drawing it out. Um, but like I can't draw. I've never been able to draw. Um, the only creative side of me that I've ever had was when I was in high school. I played musical instruments, and I was pretty decent at it. So that's the only side of me that I can do. I can read a piece of sheet music and understand it, but ask me to sing, ask me to draw, I can't do any of that. The longest ever spent on a single video was around 15 hours. That's not like in 15 hours I got it done. It's like an entire week. That's the amount of time I spent throughout the week. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot of time that goes into it. And the people that there's all the different YouTube channels out there that do that kind of stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, I spend a month making this 10-minute video, and I was like, only a month? This isn't like a 6-month process. This It's like it is crazy how much goes into that, and I have nothing but respect for the people that go out there and do that. Have sanity to be able to do that. Also, it's extremely important to know that being good at drawing and being good at animating are two completely different things. And see, I didn't know that. I thought it was one of those things of, oh, I've got honey in the corner with my dog going crazy. I thought it was, like you have like one of those um stylus pens that can connect to your computer, and like you draw out frame by frame. I thought that's how it went. I don't know the first thing about it. I mean, with my ADHD, could I go into a rabbit hole and learn more? Yeah, but at the same time, I've got too much stuff in my life right now as it is. For example, if you wanted to learn how to make a mattress, you don't also have to learn how to make a blanket and a pillow, but over time you start to get more familiar with the blanket and pillows. Yeah, I guess I can see that. It's kind of like how it's not the same thing, but it's so closely related that, it just comes with the trade of learning all these other aspects. Look at Ice Cream Sandwich or Alec Becker. Their animations are so good, but the art is so simple. Yeah. My favorite animations that I've been seeing lately. That's a crazy tree. My favorite animations that I've been seeing lately are the natural habitat ones, where it's just the little critters, and it's just little shorts, and they come with some information like, hey, this specific animal here does this, and likes this, or like this season they do this, and it's just a little animation about it. I cannot imagine the amount of time that goes into making those animations. And it is a bigger YouTube channel that does that. So like, imagine the staff that they have on it. Like, it probably started out as one guy, but like the staff he has to have, the staff that they have to have now to be able to do that and get that done. Now you make me want to research what actually goes into animating. I might have to start diving into that rabbit hole. I don't think I'm ever gonna do it, but I don't know. I just have a thirst for knowledge and how everything works, which I think is one of the main reasons why I decided to become a mechanic. You know, like, oh, your car, how does your car work? Yeah, you got the basics, engine, transmission, all that kind of stuff, but just understanding how everything works. I know I know people respect animators, but for me, it's like whenever you open YouTube or your computer, it's easy to just spend so much time on there doing nothing. That's like me with animation. Well, is it actually nothing, or is it your own perception that you feel like, you got nothing done? Because yeah, I can sit at my computer and like yesterday I was editing, and as I was editing, I was watching a TV up on it as well. And as I was waiting for stuff to render and all that kind of stuff, I would watch watch, oh, it's done editing and all that kind of stuff, and okay, get back to editing, get that rendering, wait. So is it, you actually don't do anything done, you just feel like it? Because those are two completely different things. And if it is just feeling like it, then that is something that I think everyone can work on, is feeling a little bit more accomplished with themselves. Taking a step back and realizing what you actually got done. Yeah, everyone can get up and go, oh, I didn't do anything today, but take a step back, look around, well, did you do, one load of laundry? Well, in some people, that one load of laundry is enough, and maybe that's all they needed to get done that day. When I animate, it's easy to spend lots of time on it. It's easy to spend lots of time watching YouTube. My previous wording was bad. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I also get lost in editing. Like I may not know everything that's in DaVinci Resolve, but figuring it out, Monday on Labor Day, I got up at 2 in the morning and I started editing. Um, and I didn't finish editing until like 4 in the afternoon. So that was like 12 hours straight of editing. 12, 14 hours straight of editing. And I got lost, and I would get up. I'd get up, I would move laundry over and then come back, sit down, and put a timer on my phone. Oh, it's been an hour. It's been an hour and a half. Time to go move the laundry over again. Okay, pulling this out of the dryer. I'm gonna put that away. Come sit back down and just, oh, now it's 4 and I gotta eat dinner and go to bed because I go to bed early. Also, I'm not the smartest person. Like, the animation website I use is literally for children, but it's the most familiar to me. Hey, I mean, I'm not the smartest either. It's like I tell people all the time, I there's a reason I'm a mechanic and not an engineer or, a rocket scientist, anything like that. It's simple. All it is nuts and bolts. You take it apart, you put it back together. But if it's what works for you, I mean, I'm sure there's tons of other people out there that use the same website as you, even though they're not children. It's like those web, i- in my opinion, websites made for children, they're made to be easy to use and easy to understand. Whereas those other websites, it's made for quote unquote professionals and that kind of stuff to where they just there's so much in there and it's not intuitive to show you how to do it. So, there's nothing wrong with using the base if it works for you. It works out though. Some would complete the whole animation before exporting it, but I have to do the whole thing in small chunks so the website gets glitchy and weird. Yeah. Yeah, some of the base software I have for editing and shorts and that kind of stuff, it can get a little glitchy and weird if you don't do it exactly how it wants or exactly how it likes. Gotta pet that dog. I I wonder if now that I have the bigger house, I can get the bouquet. Sometimes it swaps colors. Like if you draw a door with a yellow handle, it makes the door yellow and the handle brown. That's just little quirks of all these different websites. Oh, the bookseller's in town. I don't have any money for them. It's stuff like that, you can look back on and you can laugh, but when you're in the moment you're doing it, it can be incredibly frustrating. Like, please, I just want a yellow door handle instead of a yellow door. Sometimes when you play back the animation before exporting it, the frames don't play it at the right speed. Yeah, it's little stuff like that. It's also like, the one of the websites I use for editing to help me edit, I've noticed that the sound and um the subtitles don't match up exact, which, it's close enough that I don't think many people will notice. But as the creator of the content, I look at it and it bugs me and I go, I could spend, you know, I could probably spend 3 4 hours fixing it, but if this becomes my full-time job, then I would look into it. Right now, I'm just doing it for fun, so it's how it's gonna be. Also, and this is probably the most giant flaw in the whole site, is that there is not a fill tool.